it's fascinating, and there's so much is unknown. I expect if civilization does not collapse in the next 100 years, I expect that human beings are going to learn so much more about mentality and consciousness in the next few decades. It's going to be amazing. I believe that, and this is faith, because I certainly don't know this from experimentation and empirical study, but I believe that neurological systems, whole bodies, but in particular neurological systems, are actually generating the processes of mentality. I don't think that they are determinate in the way that some people used to think of that we're just caused to think exactly what we think or to do exactly what we do. I've been reading some systems theory. I'm trying to really get a good understanding of what systems theorists do. And I've been reading about self-organizing systems, and I've also been reading about open systems. Closed systems basically repeat what they do. Open systems are able to maintain some kind of systemic integrity at the same time constantly being interrupted, altered by things beyond the systemic functioning. I think mentality must work something like that. Very, very, very complex, dynamic neurological system that's open. It has to be open. There's no way that we could perceive and interact if that weren't the case. That means that it's never a system in equilibrium. It's always in disequilibrium, and it's always, at the same time, has some kind of resilience, some kind of plasticity, I guess is the right word. I often think about this in relation to other sorts of beings. I spent one afternoon trying to imagine what it was like to be a housefly, what sort of mentality that must be. I mean, they have a neurological system. They respond much faster than I do to all kinds of stimuli. So there's mentality there. There's some kind of processing. The more complex, or at least larger, the system is, larger seems to be a real key, and more integrated the system is, the more it seems to be open to possibilities of being affected. And then when affected, there seems to be some kind of gap between, and this, I'm not giving you a very good answer, I'm afraid. When there is a stimulus and a response, we say there's an instinct or a reflex. So what must be happening with mentality is that there is a stimulus and then there is a gap, pause or break, something before the response. Now, how would that be happening in a system that's constantly in operation? Some way that it happens, some kind of break in the process that enables some other operation of the system. Pause, and then allow memory, experiences to be brought to bear so that there's not an immediate response. So thinking, it seems to me, must be something like stuttering.